Welcome to the golden age of cinema. I'm Paul Eastman. Glad to have you back. Today we're going to look at a 1936 film called Dodsworth.
Dodsworth. Sir. The men are ready.
I hate to see you go, Sam. Goodbye, Sam.
Dodsworth is adapted from a 1929 novel by Sinclair Lewis. It was a Broadway play, 1934, and it starred the same guy, Walter Huston, played the lead, Dodsworth. This is directed by the great William Wyler, as we know, the director of Ben-Hur. It also stars Ruth Chatterton and Mary Astor, and a short role with David Niven. Let's kind of talk about Walter Huston a little bit, the lead playing Dodsworth. Now he's Canadian, and he was a singer, and he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for Treasure of Sierra Madre, and we know his son is John Huston, the great director. And he's an unlikely actor. He started an early career of acting in the silence and vaudeville and Broadway. And he was quite a big star in the 1930s. So I think Dodsworth really holds up well as a serious drama about a dissolving marriage. And I think with this we can see how little people have changed, really. Now, Dodsworth he's kind of based on the American iconic figure of the self-made man. He reminds me of like a Henry Ford. You know, he runs an automobile industry, but he is retired, and he is going to travel a little bit with his wife, who is younger than him. And that is the plot of the film, a dissolving marriage, really. But let's look at the other themes of this. The major themes of this novel and movie, I believe, are marriage and the American culture versus European culture back in the 1930s, and its differences. And it also is about the American work ethic of that's kind of defines Americans as work, really. Now, the marriage, we all know how difficult marriages are. And this marriage there are age differences. So Dodsworth is a powerful man, but his wife is, I would say that she is supposed to be maybe like 15 years younger than him. And this film really reveals the bonds between people when they get married. you know, till death do us part. You can really see that in these people and these characters, that love lasts forever, no matter what the problems you have with your partner. And this is, let's look at a couple clips here.
We sail back home in December.
Home in December. Saileth in December.
Yeah, you want to go home in December. Emily's having a baby in December.
Emily? A baby?
Yeah.
She didn't tell me.
No, she left me the fun of telling you.
But how is she? Is she well?
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, I'm send her a cable. No, I could telephone her, couldn't I? Let's see, what time is it in St. It's 10
You
o'clock.
see, we'll have to learn to behave ourselves when we'll be a couple of old grandparents in December.
The other theme that we see in this is, again, American versus a European culture, and about social classes. And even though this American couple are rich, they have trouble fitting in Europe, and especially with the higher classes. And Ruth Chatterton, who I think is magnificent in this film, symbolizes that as a small town American that, you know, wants more out of life, wants to break into the upper classes, and she tries over and over so hard in this to do that. And even though they have money, they call themselves Hicks in it, and it doesn't seem to help transcend their roots of who they really are. I think that's a theme in this. And the film also kind of touches on expat life and loneliness, and people that travel by themselves, some women and men, and I can relate to that, as maybe anybody who's traveled by themselves can. So it's a great drama, and it, you know, like I said, films are about people, and this is a really good look at people in a very serious way. And even though it's 85 years old, I just don't think that we've changed that much.
Oh, Sam, come in and finish your breakfast.
You know, Frank, when you think of it, that's a thrill, a real thrill. Down there where the obelisk stands, that's where the guillotine used to be. That's where that, what's her name, that Madame Roland said, "Oh, liberty, what crimes are committed in thy name?" Only in French. That's where Madame, Marie Antoinette had her head cut off.
Sammy, darling, I've said good morning to that obelisk for the last time. From now on, I'm just going to pretend it isn't there at all.
Okay. Well, what are your plans for today?
My plans? Oh, I don't know. What are yours?
Well, I thought I'd take a look at Napoleon's tomb.
Oh, you'll love that, I'm sure.
Come with me?
This morning? Oh, I'm afraid I can't. I have a fitting at 11, an appointment to the hairdresser at 11:30. René de Penable is fetching me. Oh, see who that is, will you, mon vieux?
Hello? Oui, monsieur. Okay, send her up.
Who's that?
It's Madame de Penable.
Oh, I must hurry. Sammy, put on your coat. This is much too domestic. And put the cover on the ham and eggs. I simply cannot understand how anyone can eat the breakfast you do. Here in France, where they really know food, they've learned the wisdom of beginning the day fasting. In the few weeks I've been here, I've learned it myself, but you still eat the breakfast you do at home.
Still got the same insides that I had at home.
Yes, Sammy, I'm afraid you have. Is that my petit Parisien?
No, that's my Paris Herald.
Oh.
What good did your patootie do me? Oh, meet me for lunch?
No, I can't. René's giving it to me at the Ritz.
Well, how about meeting me at the Café de la Paix at 4?
Well, Sammy, I'll try.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good morning. Well, the first on the list today is Napoleon's tomb.
How's the French coming along?
Fine. Yesterday I said to a taxi driver, "A calour, a la louve, a ou," and he understood me. Oh, excuse me. A guidebook.
Now let's take a look at the other reviewers that I always show on this show, Leonard Maltin and Leslie Hollywell, and see what they said about the film. So let's take a look at Leonard Maltin. He says he gives it a 4-star review. Superb adaptation of Sinclair Lewis novel about middle-aged American industrials who retires, goes to Europe, where he and his wife find differing set of values and new relationships. Intelligently written by Sidney Howard, beautifully filmed, extremely well acted, with Huston recreating his Broadway role. John Payne makes a screen debut in a small role. Won Oscar for interior decoration. Unusually mature Hollywood film, not to be missed. Leslie Hollywell says, well, he gives it 3 stars, so that's a very high rating for him. An American businessman takes his wife on a tour of Europe, and their lives are changed. Satisfying, well-acted drama from a best-selling novel. Production values high. And that's good for Hollywell. Great writing, he says, novel, directing, actors. He does not give Ruth Chatterton italicized. I thought she was magnificent in this. Really stood out. So my final review on this, I'm going to give this 4 stars. As a drama that is dealing with marriage, I think it's a unique film. I've not seen film quite like this. It's filmed so well. The acting is good. It's entertaining. It's a timeless film. I think it was put in the National Film Registry as culturally high, important film to look back in the 1930s and see what it was like. And for all these reasons, I just think it's a great film. So I hope that if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's kind of an unforgettable experience, I believe. I'm glad I was able to present this film to people, that it is not a famous, really popular film, and it's a very powerful film. Like I said, these films have crescendos, and the finale of this film is powerful. But it really moved me. I saw this film, I think about 8 months ago, and I've not forgotten it. I loved the film. So thank you for joining me again on the Golden Age of Cinema, and I hope to see you in the next show, another great film. I'll see you at the movies. Bye.